Jojo! Alright people, so today I'm going to be doing a playthrough of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. With each of these videos, I'm going to try to cram in pretty much, I'm going to do a part per video if I possibly can. Maybe some of the latter parts will be a bit longer because I know part 1 is the most shortest and then part 2 is the second, and by, on and so forth. So with this one, I'm going to go through Jonathan's story, all of part 1, and, just have a blast with this one. I know people have been telling me, why don't you play live, record live while you're playing more, so that's what I'm going to be doing with this one. So if you hear a lot of button mashing, you have been warned. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I recently went through the 2012 anime by David Productions, and also I'm going through the OVAs right now. I plan on reading the manga afterward, although I'm a little skeptical because I heard some of the translations are just absolutely pretty freaking bad, so to speak. And, well, I'm still going to try and go through it nonetheless, but I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I love everything about it. I love the style of it. Just everything about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to me is just fucking amazing. Like, this right here, this recreation of, a recreation of Jonathan and Zeppeli is just fucking, like, ugh. Now, I'm not that boss at this game. I've played it a bit, enough to, like, I've beaten a couple of the parts. I've beaten part 1 and 2 already, I think, at this point. But it is just, like, so much fun to see, like, a lot of these events being recreated and stuff. And that's really why I love this game at the moment right now. Like, I got a fuckload of games literally to play through, but I just keep playing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like, I just picked up the Kingdom Hearts remake, remix edition. I got Grand Theft Auto, of course. I got a fuckload of games to be playing. I even bought Shadow of the Colossus HD remaster based off a recommendation from a friend, and I can't stop playing JoJo. I don't know, it's something about JoJo. I just love everything about this series. I'm one of those people that is like, because with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's, with this particular series, it's like, I guess you either love it or hate it for the most part. There are some cases where people are, like, in the middle with it. For me, I absolutely love the series. I just think it's so fucking brilliant. Like, in the sense of just that it's brilliant in the sense of it being unique. Not that it's the, like, most complex thing you'll ever read. I just think that, like, it's just so freaking unique. The style is so different. Everything about it. And it's just, like, I love how it keeps continuing on the path of, like, what's set up. Like, it starts off with Jonathan and Dio and Zeppeli, and I'm not going to spoil in case anybody plans on getting into the series and whatnot, but, it just keeps on going, and I just love everything about it, honestly. The art style, some people, they say the manga is maybe too old. Me, personally, no, fuck that. I love the manga. Before the anime came out, I read, like, the first couple volumes of the manga, just because I wanted to get, like, a feel of it, and I was addicted. It's just freaking an awesome series, and, that's, I guess, mainly with starting off with part 1, the thing I loved about part 1 and what sucked me in, and I wish we got more of it, in a sense, because, like, I do love more of the, latter stuff, especially, the ending with the fight with Jonathan and Dio, but one of the things that I really loved about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in part 1 was the intro with pretty much getting, I guess, that relationship and seeing how it all started with Jonathan and Dio, and seeing, Dio coming in and just being such a fucking bastard and a scumbag with everything he did to Jonathan, and, what he did to Danny, the dog, stuff like that is what really got me in. It was just like, yo, this Dio motherfucker reminds me of, like, not on the same level, because, I mean, nobody can be on the same level as, what's his name, wow, how do I forget a legendary name? Griffith. Like, he's not on the same level as Griffith in the beginning of what he's doing. Is mostly like, I'm gonna fuck with you till, like, you feel miserable. But, like, he really gave me a feel of, like, Griffith in a way. And that's, I guess, what really made me fall in love with the series. Like, I fell in love with it, like, literally after, because, I read the manga and I was addicted and whatnot. But I fell in love with it after watching episode 1, the way David Production just handled the material and everything. It was just really amazing stuff. And then, like, it goes on afterward, and, I should be doing a review of this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk a little bit more about, the game and stuff, because, like, right now I'm going into review territory, and I'm sure nobody gives a fuck to hear a review in a fighting game. But, like, Zeppeli, for example, I'm not, as you can see, I don't do the most complex shit, but I really like how certain characters, I guess, not that I don't really like it. What am I saying? But, like, when you play in the latter parts, I feel as though some of the characters get outranked. Like, for example, if I play Joseph again, or if I play Jotaro, it's two different experiences. Like, I could probably perfect motherfuckers with Jotaro, but when I play with Joseph, I feel like I gotta struggle a lot because the stands, I think, really overpower certain characters. I think stands are like ridiculously OP in this game, especially like I forget his name, but it's old Joseph's friend, the guy with like the fire stand. I like never lost a match. I don't even think I've ever been hit while playing with that character. Maybe I'll eat my words later as I record, but I've never been hit once while playing with that character or lost a match. And you know, when I'm playing with Joseph, I barely get through a match with him. And that's just, I think, the difference automatically. One of the things with this game is that playing with Joseph, or, you know, not just Joseph in general, playing with some of the earlier characters that don't have stands, don't have those abilities, definitely is more of a weak point. So, like, if you're going in a tournament or something with somebody, I'd imagine everybody would pick, unless maybe, you know, maybe there's like strategy or something that you could use, or a method to defeating the stand people. But I just think that for me personally, after playing through some of the game, I haven't again gone too far in it, but I just feel as though the stands are definitely OP as far as like trying to go through and whatnot. It's just that they're too much of a help. I believe they're also like a liability at the same time, because I've seen like I take extra damage when I have my stand out. So it's like, yeah, they're not oh shit, I'm getting my ass kicked. Holy fuck. Yo, Dio, relax, Dio, relax. I'm trying to explain something. But I've seen like myself take extra damage when I'm using the stand, so I could possibly see that, like, yeah, there's also a setback to using the stands. But overall, like, I feel as though they're just OP as fuck, especially when you're fighting against some of the earlier characters. Like, a stand will like fuck you up really bad, especially there was another guy, and again, I'm not that familiar with Part 3. I haven't finished Part 3, but there was another dude there. His stand, when you use one of his specials, it doesn't like do a cutscene type of thing like this. It actually just like triples it. So the amount of damage you take when he's attacking you with the stand is like tripled, and it's just like ridiculous. Like, you could just keep on spamming that shit all day and you'd get away with it. Oh fuck. No, Dio, bitch. But yeah, that's my take on as far as like the stand characters versus the main, like, you know, regular characters without it. I feel as though they're definitely very strong and a bit unfair, to be honest with you. Like, if it was up to me, I think I would balance it out a bit more and give something like, I think the people that use the ripple, like Zappelli or you know, stuff like characters like that, I think they should definitely be a bit more, have an ability that is pretty much like equal to something with the stand. Use the ripple in a very effective way. And again, I could just be, because, you know, right now I'm still, like, more so on noob status than, oh, fucking hell, Dio, you little bitch. Now, let me stop. I can't even say that with a straight face, because I respect the character so much. He's so fucking boss. Yes, as you can tell, I'm kind of on that fanboy train when it comes to JoJo Bizarre Adventure. Just seeing the way David Production handled that material. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Seeing the way David Production handled the Part 1 and 2, and just leaving with a tease. And I heard there's rumors of Part 3, possibly, with the latest DVD and Blu-rays that came out. It was just recent news that they're teasing that as a to be continued, so we might get Part 3. I really hope that if they do another JoJo anime, do Part 3 and Part 4, because as of right now, Part 3 has already been animated, yeah. To be fair, I think that OVAs isn't a good adaptation, to be honest with you. I think that it takes away, because, like, you know, I've been dabbling, looking at the manga while I'm watching the OVAs and whatnot, and it doesn't really do the way, I guess you could say, it doesn't bring out the feel of the actual characters and whatnot. For example, Jotaro in the OVAs has no personality whatsoever. Like, I'd imagine the voice actors, like, had, like, 1 page of lines for the entire series. For the most part, he's just going, And in the manga, from my understanding, he's pretty much like a pretty colorful character. So it's like, holy fuck, they stripped him down. Joseph, all the comedy that Joseph had in Part 2 is practically gone. And yeah, he actually is a bit different. In the manga, he's like a lot more serious. But in Part 2, you know, he definitely, a lot of it was trolling, a lot of comedy was in it. And you don't really get that in the OVAs when you see the old man Joseph. So there's a couple different things about the OVA that, like, I feel as though the manga definitely outdid it. Not that the manga, the OVA is definitely isn't like a great adaptation on any form of Part 3. And getting back to what I was talking about, is like, yeah, I want to see Part 3 animated for sure. I'm really excited about that. But I hope they squeeze in Part 4 as well, because to date, we haven't had any type of animated form of Part 4 through, I believe the latest one is 8. Yeah, well, and also getting to that, because I just want to talk JoJo. Like, I know I'm not really talking about the game in particular, but I just have so much to say about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that I just want to squeeze it all in on these gameplays, because, yeah, I'll do a review eventually on the 2012 anime, and if they continue, I'll do, Onward, whatnot, but, as far as, like, the JoJo universe is concerned, because, I've looked up a lot of this stuff, and to my understanding, parts 1 through 6 is all the JoJo main storyline and whatnot. I believe it's Jonathan, Joseph, Jotaro, Josuke, I believe. I don't know the name of part 5. I think his name is Wang or something. I don't know. And then part 6 is Jolene, I think, or something. And then, I don't know, part 7 and 8, what are their names. But, like, for me personally, I think, for me anyway, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure ends after Part 6, because Part 7 and 8, I believe, are alternate universes, and they're not actually connected to the main story of JoJo. It's just like alternate realities or something like that. So it's like, I just want, at the very least, for Parts 1 through 6 to be animated. And, oh shit, we've reached the end of this first playthrough. This is all of Part 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Wow. So I guess I'll continue this onward in the next playthrough. So yeah, bring your A game. It's no longer a game, people.